Oh yeah, he's warping reality right now because you're frozen.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think this Thanos is just Discord being stupid.
Hello everybody, we're the Geeks and the Giants. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host John, and today we're ending our sci-fi lineup with one of the biggest sci-fi movies of all time. And we're redoing this because Avengers Doomsday comes out next year, so mark your calendars because we'll be doing Endgame probably the same time next year.
Is this one of the biggest sci-fi?
Are you kidding me? Infinity War?
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Well, I mean, it definitely left an impact on all of us when we watched this.
Okay, alright. I don't know. I don't know if I account superhero movies as sci-fi.
Why not? Isn't Guardian sci-fi?
Oh, what? Alright, yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Anyway, so
I don't know, it seems weird. It just seems weird to put it in that category.
First things first, can you believe this movie is celebrating its lucky 7th birthday?
Man, you don't need to carbon date every fucking movie you're watching. Like,
So
telling me how old I fucking am already.
I will.
26. It's not that old, but I'm like,
Man,
it's just
I turned
I, was,
30.
I felt like I was 16 like 2 years ago.
Man, I turned 30 this year.
I'm 56 years old. Damn!
I won't ask the obvious whether you were excited or not because, again, this is one of the most anticipated movies of our lifetime. Like, every time I rewatch this, I'm still, like, in awe, being like, I can't believe Marvel did this. Especially since with their recent, recent movies, where you're like, I hope it's good, and you come out either like, that wasn't too bad, or that was bad. Like Ant-Man.
Yeah. It is very surprising to see, like, oh, this is where those came from.
Being like, yeah, what the fuck happened, Marvel? But yeah, I like everybody has said this, but like I think it's a brilliant move making Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, the main protagonist of this movie, and the rest of the Avengers. Well,
or unless you're that person. Yes, genocide is the way.
But the main character definitely, and the rest of the Avengers are like side characters because we already know their story, but we don't know Thanos. We only saw him Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and the end of Age of Ultron, so we're like, what's this guy's deal? And they developed Thanos pretty well, I would say. It's great that they got to devote a lot of development time to Thanos because, again, we only saw him briefly, so if he was just like another throwaway MCU villain, it'd be the biggest disappointment in cinematic history, I believe. But it's already been said how great Josh Brolin is as Thanos, but rewatching this movie, I'm like, god damn, there's such commitment to this role. Like the way he speaks, the way he executes Thanos' lines, I'm like, damn, this guy is committed and I like him. The first impression of him when he beats the Hulk, you're like, yeah, he's pretty strong. That was almost too easy.
Yeah, you're kind of just at a point where you're like, is Hulk a little too scared to come out now?
Right?
What the fuck?
And like throughout the entire movie, it's just him collecting the stones, and you're like, if this is the hero, I would be rooting for you, but like, you're kind of divided where you're like, he's the bad guy. You're supposed to not like him. But the Russo brothers do such a great job at making him like at least sympathetic, where you're like, all right, I'm listening.
Hold on. Yeah, but yeah, I do agree that they wrote him so well. He is this kind of Genghis Khan figure.
Yeah.
Where he's not just like, grr, I want to take over the world and
Yeah.
kill 50% of people. The man's still philosophical. The man still has like his own ideals that he will spout out, and I'm just like, great on paper. And then you got some people going like, I think I kind of agree. I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Magneto thing where like, I agree with some of your philosophy, but the way you do things, I wholeheartedly disagree. I love the fact that the Russos went all out with the action scenes, like even the New York scene with Doctor Strange and Iron Man. That scene goes pretty hard when they're like battling Squidward and the big guy. I forget their names, but like they're cool.
It's like Obsidian and like, I forgot.
Ebony Moss. Like again, like
Ebony Moss. Yeah.
yeah. It's a great thing Thanos is the main character. Otherwise, these villains would be throwaways because like there's not much development with the children of Thanos. You're like, that's Squidward. That's a big guy. I just remember the girl and the other guy. I'm like, that's about it.
It gets flattened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one big ensemble, and it's one action scene next to the other. Like the one in Scotland, of course, we got the one in Wakanda and Titan,
Yeah.
and all these little character development moments in between. Like, I always like the scene between Rocket and Thor, where Thor's like, "What more could I lose?" Starts crying. I'm like, damn, Chris Hemsworth's such a great actor.
I did like how dark this like movie went, because the first scene you see is that the complete genocide of like the Asgardians, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
What happened to
Really?
Hello?
even Loki's gone.
yeah,
We didn't know Marvel would go to these stakes
yeah.
until Infinity War.
Yeah, Marvel. The Russos execute both Loki and Heimdall within the same scene. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I wasn't ready for that. Like,
Yeah.
so much so I thought they were going to kill Hulk next. I was like, wait, I'm not ready.
Yeah, and then like yeah, God, and now you also mentioned the Scotland scene.
Yeah,
Just seeing Cap in the beat up Captain America armor, I was just like, yeah. What happened to his neck?
oh, it's a Funko Pop. They always.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, he was pretty much in his like Metal Gear
Yeah,
like persona.
yeah. I forgot what he says. It's like, I'm done waiting for permission, and I'm past the point of asking for forgiveness. I was like, fuck, that's a pretty cool line from Cap. Jesus Christ.
Come a long way from I could do this all day.
Right, exactly. I just go back to the Thor and Rocket scene where Rocket's like, I guess I have to be the captain now, and like there's a great monologue from Thor and Rocket just being like, but what if you lose someone next? Because Thor was like, yeah, my best friend was stabbed to the heart, my mom got killed by a dark elf, my dad died, my brother's neck got snapped. I don't think he's coming back from that again. Yeah, what more can I lose? Starts tearing up in his good eye. I'm like, fuck. Jesus Christ. I forget. Like, every time I watch this movie, I forget Peter Dinklage is in this movie as well. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He's oddly taller than majority of the people now. Yeah, I did love this scene though, where Thor makes Stormbreaker. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, alright. And just like absolutely takes a son
Yeah.
or like a dying star to the face. I'm like, sure.
It's like,
He's God.
it will kill you, boy. Only if I die. Yeah, that's what killing you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Fucking what? Okay, you want this crank?
I also die every time with the Guardian, when the Guardians meet Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man. Just the whole, where's Gamora? Who's Gamora? Why is Gamora? I'm like, what the fuck? Why
Do
do
you want better? Why is Gamora?
like? I feel like after this movie, they really dropped the ball with comedy in the MCU. Like, they really, really dropped the ball.
I mean, after Endgame.
Yeah, after Endgame.
Well, I think they were kind of pushing it at Endgame already. Because
Yeah.
we did have no, sorry, that came before Infinity War. I was thinking the Ragnarok.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, they were kind of pushing it already.
Yeah.
Like with Fat Thor, with Calm Down, Bruce Banner, Hulk.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But it was a good balance with good writing and the jokes. But now they were like, you know what? They really like the jokes.
And we're like, no, we don't.
Just a little bit, you know.
Yes, a little
It's a
bit.
garnish. It's not the whole fucking movie.
Like they go from jokey here to like serious moments, or like when the drama is needed. When Strange is like, I saw 14,600,000 ways of how this could end, and we only win one. Like their reaction is like, oh fuck.
Not gonna lie, just seeing Peter Quill, I just remember everybody hating on Star-Lord. Just like, you fucking we almost had him.
Right. But before we get to that, I do love the interactions between Gamora and Thanos. This hate-love relationship, because it's more on hate than love. When she's like, I hate you, I hate this room, I hate this throne, and Thanos is like, yeah, but you understood for a while. Just like, yeah, but you're crazy. You don't know how that this will work. And he's like, I do. And you're like, does he believe it? Or he's just fully committed by now. He's like, I can't go back.
Yeah, the man's just doubling down. He's like, nah, I kinda,
Yeah.
The oddest thing, though, was that one of my, I remember and I was like, yeah, So instead of annihilating 50% of people, or 50% of every living being, why not just make an infinite amount of food or resource? And I was like,
Thanos is just like,
yeah. Or like if your whole problem was that, oh, even though we have infinite amount of resources, we have war, we still kill each other.
yeah,
You can warp reality, so you can stop it.
yeah, you can be a benevolent god instead of this genocidal maniac, correct? Huh.
Yeah, so I was just like, you have a point. I think there's just something wrong with the purple guy.
Yeah. You know, it took me a while to realize when they went to the planet for the Soul Stone that it was Red Skull, because I was like, who the fuck? Oh my god, I haven't seen you since
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah, sadly it's not Hugo Weaving.
Yeah.
But the voice actor who did it, he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he's also Professor X in X-Men 97.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sacrifices Gamora, and then he goes back to Titan, and we get, like, at the same time he's on Titan, we get the Battle of Wakanda, and, like, they're just really good battles. There's no one better, in my opinion, than the other. They're all equally great.
I would say Wakanda was a bit better for me because they didn't have Star-Lord. And you're like, you killed her? Look, we almost have the glove. Ah! I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, God damn it.
I do love the beginning, though, where Strange is like, our strength is equal to yours. And he's like, ours? He just looks up, and you see Iron Man be like, please, 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 please. I hope this at least stuns you. I was about to say, I think it was Seb who was like, the Battle of Wakanda is just, you know, the Battle of the Phantom Menace. At the end battle, just a bit more better.
With the dungeon.
I do love that scene, though, with T'Challa and Steve running at almost equal pace. I was like, alright, Cap and Black Panther. We also get a precursor in Wakanda of what happens in Endgame when Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and what's his name? Her name? The bodyguard of Black Panther team up to fight. I can't remember the daughter's name either. The daughter of Thanos, but when they fight together, it's kind of a precursor to, you know, all of the women in Endgame fighting at once. At least this is not so, you know, in your face. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, we appreciate it, you know, like yeah.
Yeah.
In Endgame, it was just like, uh-huh,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah, sure. All of you came at
I
the
guess.
same spot, dropped everything you were doing to come here. Sure.
At the same fucking time. You know what? Let's not put the light on the one of the females that were here from the start. You know, Scarlett Johansson. We kill her off. She's not part of this.
Right.
team.
That makes no sense. You know what? We'll talk about it next year. Anyway, yeah, the Wakanda battle is pretty sick. Yeah, especially like the diversions where you're like, oh fuck, now Vision's under attack, and Bruce Banner has to like fight the big guy and dispatch him in a pretty funny way. I wish he went off better, but I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. He's an off character anyway.
Yeah.
And like Vision kind of sacrifices himself, and he's like, we don't trade lives, Captain. And has like 10 stab wounds. I'm like, god damn, Vision. And then we get back to Titan where they finally subdue Thanos, and you're like, man, all this effort. I hope nothing stupid happens.
Unfortunately, something does. But anyway, we've already talked about it.
I've gone through it in my head of like, why would Star-Lord be that stupid? There's no reason on earth why he would hit Thanos and at the same time hit Mantis's hands, trying to put him to sleep.
You know what? I would have just been, instead of, you know, pistol whipping a guy to death, you have a gun. You'd have been like, alright, get that thing off, and then I'll pull the trigger.
Right.
You know?
Right? Then I'll kill him. But it is sick seeing Thanos to be like, alright, he just gets a moon. I'm like, for a while I was like, is he gonna throw the whole moon at them? Holy fuck, how is that gonna work?
Kinda. You almost did.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, but they all just were like, alright, uncle, mercy.
Right.
And they were like, you know what? Take the time stone. I love this scene where just Doctor Strange is just like, alright. The time stone was just like right behind him, and he just goes, tick. And I was like,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, that was the coolest shit.
Right.
From the entire movie for me, I was like, ah!
Right? I do love those two fights between Doctor Strange and Thanos, and then Iron Man and Thanos. Like, the Doctor Strange fight is still a standout. I'm like, that's pretty sick. And then you see Iron Man try to hold his own and like makes a tiny cut on Thanos, and Thanos is like, oh, all right, that's how it is. Starts beating the shit out of him. Like, please stop. I don't want Iron Man to die. Not yet.
It's the same energy as $7 billion for a nosebleed.
Right. Oh fuck! We also forgot the sickest entrance from Thor, where he's like, "Bring me Thanos," and destroys everybody. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
For once in Thor's life, between phase 1, 2, and 3, he's really fucking badass in the scene. Aside from maybe Ragnarok, but here he's like ultra badass.
As much as I like Ragnarok, yeah, it like Thor wasn't like badass there. It was kind of like, yeah, we're badass.
Yeah.
Here it's like, fuck, like, okay,
Yeah.
everybody back up a bit.
If that can be my ringtone for the rest of my life, the "Bring me Thanos," I make it my ringtone, because that's a pretty sick line. Like, the writing here is like just extra crisp, especially like within these two battles. And then the last battle between the rest of the Avengers versus Thanos, where you're like, yeah, you stand no chance. How the fuck are you going to beat him? And they don't. And like, you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
And I remember talking about this part in our last video, but I just love this scene where it's just a crawl.
Yeah.
Like he teleports into Wakanda. They see him. They finally get him in like an area where they're like, okay, we could kind of like just crowd him and rush him.
Yeah.
But it's just a desperate struggle.
Yeah. Even Steve's just like, no, and Thanos is just like, well, this is an inconvenience. Punch.
I remember seeing that scene in the trailer where we're like, oh, is Steve the only one who could like stand up against him? No. Back.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
You know,
Steve.
because of WandaVision, this scene is extra sad, because I keep remembering Vision like making that house for Wanda and being like, this is where we'll grow old together. And I'm just like, oh, why WandaVision? But yeah, it is a very heartbreaking scene when she has to kill Vision, and Thanos just rewinds time to kill him himself.
Kill him again. I was like, oh Lord, you know what? I think everything in WandaVision was warranted. Now.
Yeah. WandaVision, Doctor Strange too. I'm like, yeah, I understand why.
Yeah.
And then you see Thor try to snipe Thanos, and you're like, for a while, it's like, is Thanos not going to do the thing? Is he not going to? And then he snaps, and like we all see.
Yeah, I love that. It's just, should I aim for my head? I was like, oh! He snapped. I was like, oh shit. That was fucking crazy. Where like people in the Avengers and Titan, they all started disappearing. All that was left was Tony Stark and Nebula. Everybody here is disappearing, like in Wakanda. And I was just like, and then it just ends.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. I don't want to go, Mr. Stark.
Yeah, it just ends with Thanos just being like, you know what? Best place to vacation at the Philippines.
The Philippines.
Right.
No one will think to find me here.
Yeah, and then like, yeah, so the man just rests and the movie ends, and it was like, oh, directed by the Russo brothers, and we're all like, what the fuck?
We're like, it took us a while to really realize like, oh, the one's coming back will be for the next one. But at the moment, we were like, did they seriously fucking kill off half of the Avengers? Like, Disney is committing? Jesus Christ, I did not expect that. And like, the fact that Disney was like, yeah, you're gonna wait a year, and we're like, a year? Why? How could you do this to us? When you watched this the first time, how quiet was your theater?
It was dead silent.
Right?
It was fucking dead silent.
Yeah, it was dead silent in the theater, outside the theater. Like, all of the movies ended at the same time, so we all went out, like, as if we saw a funeral.
No, it's just like watching like a tragedy. You know, just like, you're like, oh my god! Everybody's just like, alright, moment of silence, I guess.
Yeah. And like, this really is the Empire Strikes Back of our generation, where we're like, I can't believe they ended it this way. We have to wait God knows how much time. And like, for the rest of 2018, we're like, how the fuck are we going to solve this problem? And like, we get our answer in 2019, but all the trailers that lied to us of Endgame, we were like, oh shit, Thor's gonna be still jacked to shit, and he's gonna kick ass. Oh, they're gonna do this, and then we see Endgame, we were like, oh, they lied to us, son of a bitch.
Yeah. You know what, fine, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I do remember, like, this is the only time when the entire internet was just, like, all in agreement, where you're like, everybody, for an entire month, shut up.
Right?
Don't say anything.
Right? Those two movies where we're like, if you say anything, no one will talk to you ever again.
Yeah, like even the bullies were like, "We'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
Like the ones that love to troll, they're like, "Don't you fucking dare!"
Right? One of the best movie experiences of our generation, even though with Infinity War, it's one of the most haunting endings ever. Where we're like, fuck, Jesus Christ. Even, I don't know, how about your ride home? Was your ride home quiet? Dead quiet?
Yeah, yeah. We were all me and my friends were just like, "So which Avenger will you be?"
Before we get to ratings, it's kind of crazy that they're having an Avengers movie next year without us, without proper build up. Where the past phases, it felt like, oh, we're building with Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, and Thor. Now it's just like, ta-da, Avengers. You're like, what?
No. Hold on. Question. It has been almost. It has been 5 years since our last Avengers movie. I say it was. It is a proper amount of time. The thing is, the build up. It was shit.
Yeah. Can you tell me who you think the Avengers will be for Avengers Doomsday? Because I can't. I think it's Cap. I'm sure it's Sam Wilson Cap. Don't know who else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know Sam Wilson Cap's gonna be there. I know that like they still using Brie Larson as like
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. She's still around.
Is Shang-Chi still a thing?
Yeah. For sure they're gonna get Shang-Chi. Like he's gonna be like in China and just being like, oh, what's that in the sky?
It's
he got
Doctor Doom. It's crazy that there's never been a Shang-Chi sequel since it's been how many years since 2021? It's been years since the first one. Surprised there's not a lot of sequels with Marvel. Like, I'm like, are the Eternals still a thing? Is Moon Knight still a thing? Is Blade still a thing?
I don't know about Blade, but I know Moon Knight's still a thing. I hope I see Moon Knight in the new Avengers movie.
I think Deadpool and Thor is gonna be in the new Avengers movie for sure. Since they teased it in Deadpool and Wolverine.
They did?
Yeah, remember where when they were looking at the TVs and Deadpool's like, why am I with Thor? Why is Thor crying?
I did not see that.
You don't remember that?
I thought it was just a joke.
Well, that's my guess that he's gonna be in it. That's just a guess. I don't know for sure.
Cool. I would like to see Mark with the mouth. Well, of course, separating the art from the artist, minusing the drama between Blake Lively and that one guy. Yeah, there's a whole drama.
Oh yeah, I've read about it. Yeah. Anyway, going back to Infinity War, what would you rate Infinity War?
I would rate Infinity War a solid 9 out of 10. Like I didn't see anything wrong with it. I had fun.
Yeah.
Me and my friends were all just hyped, and this is the time when like it just felt right. Like minus like some flukes when it came to like other Marvel movies.
Yeah.
It was pretty consistent with what tone they wanted to give. I would say Ragnarok kind of like showed a little bit of like a limelight on like the comedic aspects of what the superhero movie can be.
Yeah.
Especially like even like Ant-Man. They kind of opened the doors on like, hey, we could still be funny but yet serious at the same time.
Yeah.
And be a good movie. But here they still were like under the tone that this is a serious like kind of movie. Even though yes, it's a superhero movie, you could still be like at the edge of your seat wishing some people won't die.
Right.
And I love that. Like watching it I was 19 years old when I watched it. And me and my neighborhood friends were just like shitting our pants when we were like, wait, there has to be there's going to be another movie after this. How is this going to end?
Right.
And we see the ending and we're just like we were much quieter here than we were at like an actual funeral. So yeah, and I love it. Wasn't just like the movie itself, like it was just the experience, like if you were with your friends or your family watching this and then experiencing it, or even the community in of itself, even though you didn't know anyone, it's just like an absolute fun thing to see where it's just everybody was just like in the same mindset where they're like, don't spoil anything, don't say anything. At the same time, when you finish the movie, everybody's like, just like, you know what? Let's all just be in silence.
Yeah.
For a bit.
Let's mourn together. Let's collect them.
Yeah, well, like, it wasn't just the movie. It was the experience of just like having it with the community. Sadly, Marvel's kind of like going in a slump. I'm very excited for Fantastic Four though.
Yeah.
But yeah, It's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. I can't give it anything higher than a 9 because I want to give it a 10, but like there are some moments where I'm like, that can be a bit better. It can be a bit better, but like 9 is the highest score I can give it. Amazing performances across the board, especially from Josh Brolin as Thanos. Like all this build up for him. I think he was cast as Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy, and we had to wait years to see the full performance, and it was better in my opinion than anything I ever expected from Josh Brolin. Like I think this is one of his best performances yet, next to like Dune, maybe, and No Country for Old Men probably. But aside from him, like everybody did a great job. There's no actor lacking. Like aside from the character making moments or decisions, especially Star-Lord, where we're like, why are you this stupid at the most critical moment of our universe's time? Like if it weren't for you, we'd probably still be not dust, you know. Especially him.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think this is just a great movie overall. It's more than just a comic book movie. It's a great sci-fi movie, and should be considered as one of the best movies out there of our generation. Like it is our Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. Do you remember when this trailer for Tom Holland's Spider-Man 2 came out, and we were like, yeah, obviously he's not dead. What were we thinking?
Yeah, that was a bit of a big spoil, sadly.
Yeah.
But you're like, I guess they won. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Unless this is some weird ass middle ground between Homecoming and Infinity War. But if that was the reason, we'd be like, bullshit. When did this happen? But yeah, great movie. And like to the audience watching, what's your favorite phase of Marvel? Is it phase 1, 2, 3, and 4? I think we're in phase 5 now. Which of the phases is your favorite? Is it the classic phase 1, 2, 3, or the modern era right now? Whatever it is, comment down below. If you want to see more of us, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. If you want to see us elsewhere, we're on Spotify and TikTok to see your best and funniest moments, and Spotify to hear us on the go. In the video, I'm Zoda's voices on TikTok and Answell on Letterboxd, and I'm pretty happy I didn't say what I said in our previous Infinity War video, but you know, stuff with relationships. Oh, you don't remember, do you? Oh, you do. Cool.
I wasn't there.
Alright, yeah. Thank God.
I wasn't there.
Anyway, where can they find you, good sir?
Yeah. You can find me at JohnJuM on Instagram. It is Martica.
And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.